Honest group, thank you. So basically, the theme of the Camp Len Duong, we founded in 1998, but we only embraced grace in the past few years. And we realized that grace has been a wonderful, next slide please, a wonderful model to help you, to guide you through life. And believe me, if you practice this, it's not just for you at the camp, but if you practice this in your life, you're going to become much happier, more joyful, and you become somebody that really rises up to the challenge. So what we're going to share with you is that we will cover just the basic. You need to really practice it during the camp. And at the end of the camp, we would like to ask you to do some reflection with your team and see how you can apply these lessons in order to really solve the problems that you are facing with. Okay? It is very simple, but it's very powerful. Right? So what GRACE stands for is very simple. It's a word of the 5 characters. Gratitude, lòng biết ơn, respect, sự tôn trọng, accountability, tinh thần trách nhiệm, courage, lòng can đảm, engagement, và sự dấn thân, sự nối kết. So how does it work? Next slide. So gratitude sounds simple, right? So who knows what gratitude means? Okay. Okay, be thankful for what you have. Next slide. Now, normally, as a human being, you tend to focus on the problems, right? You tend to focus on what you don't have. But look at all of you, beautiful men and women, young men. You all look so beautiful inside out. You have a wonderful opportunity here to be connected throughout the 3 days of camp. You're so blessed, right? So if you can breathe, no, not yet, sorry. I should not raise my hand because that's a signal for Vincent down. If you can breathe, you are more blessed than 1 billion people in the world who are not able to read, and 39 million who are blind. So we are already very blessed. And if you eating a full dinner at the table, you are more luckier. You are luckier than the 32.6 million households in the United States. Is that amazing? So basically, it's all about, next slide, it's all about looking at the things that you have and focus your mindset. Next slide. And the miracle of this kind of gratitude is that when you focus on your blessing, you will realize that you change your mindset and you look at the problems differently. So if you practice this by every day, so now throughout the camp, at night before you sleep, just reflect and count at least 2 blessings. For example, today some activities you learn something or you meet some good friends, you make some new friends, those are the blessings. You focus, count 2 blessings. And if that's something that's not pleasant, you just look at it to see what you can learn from that. Practice that every day. You will see how it changed your life. Next. So from the gratitude, being grateful, it leads you to respect. So what respect means? Any volunteer? Respect? Okay.
That means you acknowledge something's existence and, well,
you acknowledge the difference too, right? You accept that people are different from you, and it's okay. So being respectful is next slide. So basically, when you practice gratefulness, which is the G, there is a sense of respect, and it leads to respect. And there are different kinds of respect. Like you respect yourself by not doing things harmful to yourself, right? And you respect others. You will have the chance to practice respect to all of your fellow campers, right? In the next 3 days. So how do you develop that? I would leave that to you because the team will discuss about this. Next, please. But in order to be respected, you need to give respect to others, right? So it's a two-way relationship. It's not that you earn the respect. It's not just the one way. Next. And these are some of the representation of respect that we can practice. And it's all in the behaviors, like you understanding, kindness, humanity, courtesy, and sometimes just tolerate other different views. And we are living in a world that we have so much diverse population, diverse thinking. And if you cannot respect others, how can they respect you? So it's a two-way relationship. Next. So from respect and being thankful, it leads to accountability. And what does it mean? What do you think about accountability? Some volunteer? Okay.
Mean what you say and say what you mean.
All right. Awesome. Mean what you say and say what you mean.
Keep your words.
Keep your words. So walk the talk, right? If you say something, you're going to do it, you will do it. Next. So accountability is not just like, okay, I have a responsibility, so I will do it. It's more than that. It's your integrity. And a lot of people, when you are facing, how many of you have faced some really challenge in your life? Raise your hand. There's something happened and you don't like it. I mean, you have no control. It just happened and it makes you really frustrated, you know. So I guess a lot of people raise your hand, right? So for the people who take accountability on their hand, they will look at that and they say, okay, this thing happened to me, but it is not going to make me unhappy or not happy. I will take charge. I will respond positively on that problem and solve it. So it is not just a thing happening to you, but it's your reaction. And you have the choice to choose the right action next. So when we talk about accountability, the first one is so important. Because if you want, we go to a leadership camp, right? So when you think about leader, you think about lead other people, but the people that you need to lead first is yourself. And that is the toughest part. Believe it or not, it's the toughest part because each of us have the good and the bad and the ugly, right? And normally we let the bad and the ugly win over the good. So accountability for personal accountability means you choose to do the positive thing. And it's a constant battle. Professional accountability is for you, those of you who go to work. It is another form of accountability. And partner accountability is talking about relationship. When you are in your family, with your friends, with your partners, with your loved ones, it is a really another thing to think about. And I'll let you think about it and discuss with your team. Next. So what is the benefits? Because when you take the ownership of your life and your actions in your hands, then you will make better choices. And then you will see more clarity to your life, you have more commitment, and of course, when you say what you mean and mean what you say, you earn predictability, and of course, it is finally become your characters. Next. So, responsibility versus accountability. Accountability is stronger because you take charge and you really, if you don't do it, then you will be penalized. And the penalty is not from somebody else, it's within you. That you would not accept the person that not do the best in yourself. So it's very high form of responsibility is accountability. And remember, one point that I want to show you, and there's some discussion and you can discuss among yourself. We say that you are accountable for what you do, but also for things that you do not do. It said, how come? I didn't do it, so why am I responsible for that, right? But just think about it. If you take ownership, just like what I said to you, things happen to you without your control. So that is, you didn't do it, but you take charge of your life and you choose to respond it is your choice. So that accountability is about. However, next slide, in order to do do accountability is hard. It's not easy. What does it mean? Can somebody tell me the courage? Volunteer? Accountability. Okay.
Step out of your comfort zone.
Yes. Out of your comfort zone and do something that you not feel comfortable, but you know that is the right thing to do, right? And going to Camp Len Duong and being interacting with all the strangers, you already have the courage, right? So I applaud you to have the courage to go to the camp and be connected, right? Next. So the courage is coming from the French word is cœur, the heart. So when we talk about courage, we talk about physical courage, which is sometimes you do something that, like the firemen risk their lives, or some spiritual courage. But to me, the courage that each of you have to face in this camp and in your life, mostly would be overcome yourself. Agree? Like in the morning, like how many of you have a problem getting up early to do exercise? All right. So it's the choice between, okay, let me snooze, continue to sleep. Or I know that I need to practice, so I need to get up, right? So we know that the right thing sometimes is hard to do. And you have the courage to really act differently from what you want. So think about that throughout the camp. Next. And courage doesn't mean you don't get afraid, you're really afraid. But you overcome your fear in order to do that. Next. So from all of that, you have respect, you be very grateful, you take accountability, and you practice courage to really practice accountability. But it needs this, and without this engagement, you cannot do anything, especially at Camp Len Duong. You know why? What is engagement involved? Interaction, right? That you cannot achieve the goal at Camp Len Duong without your team. Everything is about team. So engagement is the key word. Next. So again, why we engage? Why we engage? Because you are here already, right? You choose to be at the camp. And it is your choice to make this camp to become the most memorable experience for your life, or you can just sit through and don't do anything. It is your choice. It is your accountability. So rules of engagement is you demonstrate gratitude. You're grateful for all the hard work of the staff putting together to put this camp. And by demonstrating the respect by working together, respect all differences, and practice listening. Because if you don't listen, you cannot understand, right? So we practice a lot of that through respect and accountable for your action and for your team too. Not just for what you do, but for your team doing. And then personifying courage. And all of this next, all of this go together next. You can see that all the GR.A.C.E values, if you practice this, it becomes wonder. And it changes your life. And I would challenge each of the team, think about this, how you use it. I use this for my life, it changed me completely. I mean, it's just amazing. I can share you a short story. I did something that's not very good at work, right? It's not professional. So I'm not proud of myself at that. So my boss sent me a very bad email. She said a really bad thing, you really bad. So I feel very bad. But because I'm grateful because she told me how I did not do my job. So I practice gratitude, I'm thankful, and I respect her. So I practice accountability, I own the problem. So I wrote her an email. I just came back from Len Duong camp. And I just came back from Len Duong camp. And I learned about this GR.A.C.E. So I'm going to practice this. I'm very thankful. I thank you for showing me the problems that I made. I respect you. So that's why I'm writing this email and telling you I'm owning this problem. I will fix the problems, and you will not see me making this mistake again. And I have to have the courage to do that, because when you make mistakes, it's not fun, right? Nobody wants to do that. But you have to have the courage to do that. And then I practice engagement. That's why I wrote you this email. And you know what? She wrote back to me, Anhlan, you are amazing. You see? So by practicing GR.A.C.E., I changed something very bad into something that's meaningful, and we really mean it. So through Camp Len Duong, you have a lot. Next slide. You have a lot of choices that you can make that can make your team beautiful. You can make a wonderful memory together. So remember, destiny is not a matter of chances. You do have a choice and choose grace. Okay? Next slide. Remind yourself to practice gratefulness. Show respect to self, fellow staffer, and all members. Accountable for all of your actions and also for your team actions. Having the courage to act differently from how you feel to do what is best for your team, right? And engage tempers. Connect. You connect together. This is your chance. How is a chance? How many Vietnamese Americans, show up at the same time for all different towns? So practice it. By practice all of these grades, you will have a wonderful time together. And the next activity, I would like, so next slide. So we will leave this slide here so that you can practice, and it's very powerful. I would encourage you after the camp, do some reflection and read the article that we put in the program book. Try to apply it in your life. You will see the difference that it made. But now, to come back, I would like to introduce Nan, who will come up and let's discuss what grace means and how you want to apply grace into your Camp Len Duong 2015. So please give a round of applause for Nan.
You guys hear me all right? Okay, so that's the theoretical part. Now it's for the practical part of grace. So I have a challenge for you guys, just to help you to meditate on grace throughout the camp. So each team has one poster board, and your challenge is to decorate the grace value on this poster board, and write down how are you going to practice each value throughout the camp. And the main challenge is that you're going to present your poster board, but you're going to have to do it in a rap or in a poem form. And make sure that your rap and your poem is 1 minute, okay? And we're going to time you guys, so you can do anything creative with it, but within 1 minute for your presentation. So you have about 20 minutes to work on your poster board, and then we're going to come together and then we're going to present team by team. Okay?